log of Lieutenant Ulysses from the last few days in my absence, and I have prepared a set of letters of reprimand and a set of letters of commendation. Who's Jasper? Okay, Jasper. Let us begin first with the letters of reprimand to address the wrongdoings. First, I shall issue one to Jasper for making a medic and not being able to heal. And that's a quote. AKA being a terrible and unreliable medic.
I'm not the medic!
I have a second letter of reprimand for Ulysses for also being a terrible medic, aka shaking someone with an axe in his head. Very unmedically. Jasper,
I'm gonna frame this.
Jasper, I have another for you for being for poor leadership while on watch duty. And another one for Jasper for exploding the trophies of your battle, aka the heads of the two-headed beast. Would have been very good trophies. And then one last letter of reprimand for the Tamu for being uncouth while on duty.
What? The fuck did I do?
I think he called you smelly.
And now let's begin to the letters of commendation. Jasper for aiding the enlisted, even though he's a terrible medic. He helped heal an enlisted man. Very good. The Tamu for cool combat skills with wands, gadgets, and gazmo. We will skip Zilgathi is not here. Sleeping. Useless. Ulysses for leadership in combat. Very good. Well done, sir. And the enlisted man who actually raised the alarm when seeing hostiles gets a letter of commendation. I don't remember his name. And then all of the enlisted men get a letter of commendation for defeating the first wave of wolves while maintaining the waving of the banner. Very good. That is all for the letters for today.
I did find this picture of Lieutenant Voss, though.
Anyway.
There is a new standing order, though. Watch duty shall now consist of 3 enlisted and 2 officers, and then the rotation. We can't get caught with our pants down again, lads.
Am I exempt since I don't wear pants?
I was enjoying my rest, but if there was a proper watch and a proper officer on watch, I should have been awoken first thing and it would have been fine, but I was not. Careless. That's why there's the letter.
You know, I'd like to think that the LT is like perpetually sunburned.
I actually am right now from the river rafting.
Well, there we go.
That is all.
All right,
Man, Jasper, he really laid into you.
Got one letter of commendation.
I throw all the letters out the window.
No. You don't actually get them. They're in my book to give to our commanding officer to be official record.
And where do you keep that book?
Ah, that's for me to know and you not to.
Jasper, frag commander, yes.
I mean,
Sell hand grenade,
Yeah.
cheap.
I'm not gonna say that. However, he mislabeled me twice. I am not a medic. I am not a healer. I am not a good guy. I am a gambler and a bard.
Listen,
None of
that letter of reprimand was based solely on the word of the Tamu, who I trust, based off his cool gadgets. So, yeah, you're gonna have to take that up with the Tamu.
The one thing that can bring Mister and I together, other than bitching at each other, bitching at Hayes. So, what actually happened though?
You said
Where do we leave off?
You said Jasper was not a medic at least 8 times. I searched the YouTube transcription. That's the sum of the event.
Well, that's unfortunate. But where did we leave off? What were we doing?
So,
If I
based
remember
on
correctly,
no,
I was the one that contributed the most because I the one that actually knows how to shoot.
according to the historical documents, I think it was mostly the cool gadgets and gizmos that did a lot of the stuff, and the polar bear. But anyway, according to the records, you were walking through the woods. You saw a cart. It was attacked. Ulysses, using his great medicine skills, shook the man with an axe in his head and killed him. And then you went through the woods. You found a 2-headed beast, and instead of keeping both of its heads as trophies, you exploded them. And then you went back to camp. The guardsmen had dealt with, some wolves very bravely, valiantly, swinging the banner. It was heroic. And then you all went to sleep and left Jasper on watch. And one of the good guardsmen said, there was something out there. He could see it. And Jasper's just like, just stay where you are. I'll go take a nap or something. And then we all got attacked. And nobody woke me up. And then you killed some wolves. And then you went to sleep.
I recommend you listen to the historical documents again, because that is not what happened. He alerted me of a sound, and I said, okay, don't leave your post. Then he got jumped. Then we saved both guards, so neither one of them got killed because I took the hit for him, because I sent him there. If you would have been listening to the records, you would have known that.
I remember he said, there's something coming, and you're just like, yeah. Hold on a minute.
Mister?
You didn't raise the alarm.
I said, hold your position. And then I waited.
But why didn't you just raise the alarm?
Mister, I think we got here one of those Marine Corps type commandants who's, well, your work is never good enough. He's gonna check to make sure your barracks is clean, and if you have a single protein bar wrapper sitting in an empty garbage can because you had to throw it away, he's gonna mark you guys down.
Knowing how to make a bed will not help you in war.
No,
very
but you do have to
important for that
maintain
to
the
be
grooming
perfect.
standard.
Well, I had a drill sergeant tell me that knowing how to make a bed will not help you in combat. We didn't have to have our beds perfect.
That explains so much. Is the DM here?
Yeah, so the DM is here. The DM was wondering if the lieutenant was going to keep going on this.
I said I was dead like 4 times.
Okay. So after the rather interesting morning briefing, you guys head out.
We did finish our long rest, right?
Yes.
Okay.
And you guys, Zilgath did skin the wolves from last night. So those are going to be turned into nice hats for the officers, if I remember correctly.
He got accommodation for that, but he wasn't here.
Well, but yeah, he'll be here shortly. I'm sure. I've been assured of this. And then you guys finished your long rest, had breakfast, and then this interesting morning debrief. And continue on, unless anybody else wants to chime in, or you guys want to do something else before that.
Do our rifles have bayonets?
Yes.
So we could quite literally fix bayonets.
Yes, you can. Yes. You would then treat them basically as like pikes.
Oh.
Anyway, so you guys can continue on your little march at the speed of ox.
Yes.
And about a little after you guys stopped for the midday meal, you approach what used to be a town, a very small town, but I emphasize used to be because it seems to have all burnt to the ground. Lots of burnt wood, just the remains of the stone foundations, if they even had stone foundations, are left. And it seems rather recent. Not like hours ago, but like this is less than a week. And I say this as you guys are like getting just within sight of where the village used to be. So no, it looks still pretty far off.
Any evidence that there's the enemy still camped nearby?
Give me a perception roll. There does not seem to be any signs of anybody camping nearby at all.
My God, my dopey is busted.
Well, we should probably investigate it and see if there's anything worth looting from the town. Or, I'm sorry, anything worth salvaging from the town.
Yes.
What is the population of this town?
It seems to be like a rather small town, so I'd say probably no more than about 50-ish.
And
That
it's
is
just
before it was
destroyed? You said it's just destroyed?
Yeah, so when you come up like over the crest of the little hill, you come across like there, like you see the burnt remains of the wood, the wooden structures, the few buildings that had like stone foundations, like they're still there, but it's all burnt down.
Do we see bodies?
Not from this current distance, no. You will have to get closer.
Well, let's get closer.
All right. So you guys, get march into town. The outer buildings, you really don't see anything. You kind of like peering through the collapsed, burnt wood, the remains. Doesn't seem to be any bodies, but when you get to what you would figure would be about the inn, it seems that the entire town's population seems to have gathered here, as there are lots and lots of skeletal remains. inside the burnt down inn.
Oh dear.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. You said how recent this looked?
So it wasn't like today, but you wager it's probably been less than a week.
Hmm. Do we search the town? Do we find anything?
You really don't find a whole lot. There's everything of any value seems to have been either removed or destroyed in the fire.
Removed, like it looks looted?
It's impossible to say. You can't really tell since, well, again, everything's been burnt. Now, it's not like that there's like a safe somewhere that's been hacked open. Like these guys didn't have any saves.
Is there like a trail leading away from this town somewhere?
Yeah, I mean, there's a normal road that you're on. If you want to roll a survival check, you can maybe see if you can gather if anybody left, like around the time that you might suspect that this happened. So you take a look at the road. There is some recent traffic, but it's hard to tell if any of the traffic fits within the time frame that you wagered that this happened. It could go either way. Oh, and your other lieutenant has arrived, Lieutenant Voss, if you wish to brief him.
Lieutenant Zilgath!
Hello.
I have bestowed upon you 2 commendations.
Thank you, sir.
Yes, your first is for bear snake things in combat. And the second is for making the hats.
Yes, the illustrious order of the bear snake thing.
The second is for making the what?
The wolf hats.
Ah, the wolf hats.
Yes, every company should have wolf hats.
I heard for making the house.
Well, you could make one of those too if you want.
I don't think we stay camped anywhere long enough to build more than a tent.
You're also the only officer who didn't get a letter of reprimand. That is very good.
I'm very glad.
Wait, what was my letter of reprimand?
For being uncouth while on duty.
Oh, that's right. That's right. You don't like the smell of progress.
You also get a second letter of reprimand for forgetting what the first one was about.
Sorry, what? I was inhaling mercury fumes. What?
So, I mean, this town here, it's a real shame, but I don't think there's anything we could do. I think we carry onward.
All right.
All right, away we go.
Sure.
You guys get back on the trail. Keep going for the rest of the day. It starts to get towards nighttime. Do you continue to push on, or would you stop for the night?
Well, let's stop for the night.
Would that be the same configuration that you had the past night?
You mean the camp configuration?
Yes.
Yes, but with 3 enlisted on watch and 2 officers, and then they rotate. So there's 6 and 6, right?
No, you have 5 and 6
5 what?
officers.
Oh. Yeah, it's fine.
So who gets to pull double duty?
The last watch will be me, and I will be on duty on my own.
Okay.
Alright.
I thought it'd be good.
So you guys, you get that all set up, and the night passes peacefully. It is a very clear night out. You can look up into the sky and, look at the stars and all the wild colors that are normal for your night sky. I think Aurora Borealis. But morning comes, and it's time for breakfast. Probably still wolf, considering how many wolves you got and that they were decently meaty. Good wolf stew.
Yep.
And you guys continue for the day. What? Yeah, kind of like that, except there's no weird face in the sky.
Anyone know
Seen that
minor
Family
illusion?
Guy- That Family Guy episode.
But anyway, you guys continue, and you get to about mid-morning when you encounter a. Isn't she like 20 now? It's crazy. Anyway, you guys get about mid-morning, and there's seems to be some trees that have fallen upon the road that will hinder the progress of the oxen carts.
Do they look like they were cut?
Roll me a survival.
I got guidance and assistance.
What's that do?
Yeah,
Oh, the
D4 and you
assistance.
get advantage.
Yeah, but like, what's the roll?
So it's 2d20, AL1, plus whatever your survival skill is, plus a d4 from the guidance.
Wouldn't that be KH1?
Ah, yes, KH1.
KH1 plus what?
Your survivor skill. Plus a d4 from guidance.
So it takes a little bit for you to look, but it doesn't seem that these were done on purpose. It just like two of the trees were old and a sturdy enough breeze came through and they just fell over. It'll take about half an hour for you if you get the all the lads that you have to do the work. Probably like 15 if you get the polar bear to help out.
What did you say? We cleared the trees?
Well, it's going to take about half an hour if you just let the enlisted do it. 15 if you can convince the polar bear to help out.
Yes, clear the trees.
Is Ulysses going to help?
I suppose.
All right, so it takes only about 15 minutes. Easy enough to cut up the trees, move them off, yada yada. And then you guys continue on. Again, it's just a normal country road. Pretty quiet. So you see out in the distance a few farmhouses here and there. The men may or may not sing that song as they walk along behind you guys. And And then call it about mid-afternoon, you see some smoke on the distance. Not on the distance, in the distance. And it seems to be coming from the direction that you're going. So there, if you consult your map, there is roughly about a town where that smoke should be coming from.
What type of smoke is it? Like a normal
No,
smoke
this
you'd
looks
see?
like more than just chimney smoke. More like the town may or may not be burning, or have a slight fire problem.
Does
Well,
it look like it's actively burning, or that it burnt like a day or two ago and
No,
there's just
this looks
residual?
actively.
to arms!
Men immediately get their rifles out and ready them for instant combat.
We need a scout!
I suppose that's me.
Yeah, I think you're the stealthy one here. It's not the polar bear. The 8-foot tall polar bear.
How far away from the smoke are we?
You probably figure about 3 to 4 miles.
Oh, we can probably get closer before we worry about the scouting.
Yeah, let's move closer.
Yes.
Right. So you guys, with
Double
a bit
time.
of a hop too. Yeah, double time. To the towards the village. And you get about 2,000 yards away, where you can get just eyes on that some of the village is still up, some of the village has burnt down, and some of the village is currently on fire.
Scout!
I look ahead, see if there's more people,
All right.
any villagers or attackers.
So are you just looking, or are you gonna get closer then look?
Gonna hurry, but
I
do
am
it
getting closer. Yes, I will get closer.
stealthily as possible as I can.
All right. So we got that. Jasper, are you trying to be stealthy, or are you
Yes.
just okay?
Yes, I'm trying to get in sniper range. Yes.
Okay.
Because you forget that is what I can do.
I don't forget. I just want to make sure. I want to check, see how you're getting up there. So
We're
you guys
stealth.
worked stealthily forward, but quickly-ish. Would you say about it's like 50-50 being stealthy and quick, or you guys being more quick than stealthy?
Well, I'm how far are we from the place?
I think I said 1,000 yards.
More stealthily. I want to get in within.
All right. And Zilgath, are you being more stealthy or more quick?
Do we see any signs of people so far?
Roll for perception.
Can someone roll a d20 plus 7 for me?
All right, so you see some figures moving about the buildings, but you can't really tell who they may be.
Then more stealthily.
Jasper, how close are you getting until you stop?
I'm gonna try to find a high point within 400 feet, 400 yards.
All right.
The maximum range of my gun,
Right. And then, how close are you getting, Zilgath?
I want to be able to make out if there are enemies attacking, villagers trying to put out fires.
All right. So Jasper, you get to like there's a a little bit of a hill that you're able to get up on. It's within your criteria, and you set up. Zilgath, you have to get a little closer, so like, figure about 200 yards away from the village. And what you're able to see at that point is it's all villagers, but some of them seem to be trying to fight the fire. Some of them seem to be trying to start fires, and others just look very, very ill. Like you see one out standing in their doorway as someone is trying to set their house on fire.
The ones that are what is it? What do they seem to be? Normal villagers, the one that are trying to set the house on fire?
Yeah.
Well, if they all
Command
look like-
decision. Command decision. Lieutenant.
I mean, is he yelling to me? Aren't we far away?
No, I was just asking. I would have asked you beforehand before I went up there.
Right.
If we see who's starting the fires, are we allowed to engage or not? I would have asked your rules of engagement.
No, we're not shooting villagers for starting fires until we know what's going on. Or we wouldn't. I mean, it'd be typical rules of engagement. You know, fire upon. You know, so.
Typical rules of engagement. Understood. Kill all heretics.
Well,
Face the village.
It depends on the see, rules of engagement depends on your branch of service.
Okay, DM, would our typical rules of engagement under this army be to just they would be not to attack villagers without very good reason, right?
Yeah, shooting your fellow countrymen is generally frowned upon, yes.
Yes, so
Pillage and plunder.
What is our standing order for dealing with hostiles?
okay, but I mean, starting a fire. I mean, we still just don't shoot people for starting fires. I mean, do we do that in this realm?
Risk of human life. They're risking human life. We should subdue them. I'm not talking about killing them, but put a bullet in the leg. Drop them to the ground so we can.
You're just gonna wing them.
Okay, but here's the better question: would you just start shooting people without the rest of your company there?
I am a sniper. Yes, I would, because they can't hit me.
I'll tell you what, the DM could answer the question. Would you typically, as a member of the army, shoot a villager for starting a fire?
There is no guidance that says that you would, but however, it is your company, Lieutenant Voss.
Well, I don't know they're starting fires. I don't know what's going on, so I couldn't have told him this in advance. So he has to make the determination on whether or not a member of the military would typically shoot someone
right,
starting a fire.
Listen. Here would have been the scenarios we would have come out with, right? I would have asked you if we see hostiles in the village, people that are causing harm, what are our orders for that? Now, we don't know it's civilians, then I would have to make the judgment call to protect one or shoot another one. But the standing order would be, what if we saw hostiles that were compromising lives of the villagers?
Yeah, so if there were hostiles, like, orcs or another enemy army, you would have shot. Barring, being a sniper and drawing a lot of attention upon yourself.
Right.
However, what you see from your distance is they all look the same. Like this is not an invading army that is doing this.
All right, then I will just hold my position. I will just hold my position and until the lieutenant gets up because he's moving in. So I'll just wait.
Zilgath is moving back to inform.
Yeah, I'll just hold position.
Dashing, moving faster than stealthily because they're just villagers.
Yep. Yeah, so you quickly get back to everybody else, and you relay what you just saw. So, Lieutenant Voss, you've been informed that it seems that there are that the village is having a bit of their own though minor civil war. Of some people starting fires, some people trying to set them out, and some people who seem to be ineffective at anything.
Would we be aware of any like current like plague things going on that causes people to be crazy, spreading through the land?
You are unaware of any current situation like that.
Well, I think we need to get on up there and figure out what the hell is going on. So we are gonna double time it up to the village.
Are you going to leave the oxen here, or with some non-coms? Are you going to take everybody with you? What's
So this hill, right? I mean, can the carts set up behind Mister on the hill?
Yeah, they could. I mean, it's not like a great mighty hill, but yeah, they could, be mostly out of sight.
Yeah, do that and leave 2 of the non-coms behind with Mister on the hill in the cart. And the rest we move forward.
Are you bringing your flag bearer with you, or is he staying with the carts?
Well, of course he's with me. He's always
Okay.
with me.
Fair enough. I didn't want to make sure. I didn't know if you wanted him to be like, you parked your stuff here, marker guy.
No, he's always just kind of waving it behind me, you see.
Yeah. Oh, and they did that. The flag does now have an image of Ulysses on it now.
What?
Because the polar bear with the totally not Coca-Cola did make a bit of an impression on the men during combat last time. And also, Zilgath did summon some bear spirits. So, like, the bear seems to be a bit of the totem animal for your squad now.
Bear squad.
Yeah. Yeah, except, instead of a plasma gun and some drones, it's a giant can opener and, 2 rifles dual-wielded.
Okay.
But anyway, so you guys get up to the village, and it takes a few moments for the people to realize that you're there, but they all seem to suddenly, they all realize this more or less at the same time, and they all immediately kind of stop what they're doing and look at you guys, like the kid that got their kid caught with their hand in the candy jar, kind of a thing. Like, oh shit.
What is going on here?
So they all kind of look amongst themselves for a bit, and then one of the guys that seems to be trying to put out the fires is like, they're trying to burn down our town!
Who?
Those guys! And he points to a few of the people who, one of them does have a lit torch in their hands. It's like, we're trying to stop the spread of this fucking disease, man!
What disease?
This disease that just showed up in our town like 2 days ago. It's been just ravaging through people. I mean, they get sick and then they get all pussy, and it's contagious as shit. He points to the person in the doorway of the home they've been trying to burn down. He's like, they got it.
How many people have died from it?
It has to be at least like 20.
How far is that house from me that he pointed out?
I figure about 20 yards.
I start walking closer, casting Detect Poison and Disease.
Oh, it trips.
What type of disease is it?
In what manner? Like magical, normal? Like what's the exact nature that you're able to discern?
Let's see. It identifies the kind of poison, poisonous creature, or disease in each case. So it just tells me like what kind of it tells me like the name of the disease, right? And like
Okay. Technically, there isn't a name of this disease because it is unnatural, and I mean you wouldn't be aware of it. So I mean, I would say like it comes up as unnatural in its source, but kind of figure it's like Ebola.
Well, they're not lying. Did any of the people register as diseased, or just this house?
Well, the person in the doorway is registering as diseased. And then when you start getting closer, you actually realize that a few people in each group is also registering as diseased.
I mean, this day and age would quarantine be a normal thing, or burning the house be a normal thing?
Both.
Hmm.
If we're going by 1800s medical knowledge, we're operating on a mixture of germ theory and miasma. In that we'd likely know that at least some diseases would come from things like bad water, like cholera, or poop, like cholera.
All right, we want to separate the sick and the unsick.
Wait, Lieutenant,
What?
might I suggest splitting them into groups that are less obvious? 3 groups, 1 disease, 2 healthy.
Isn't that what I just said?
Panic. Well, you're announcing you're splitting them to healthy and diseased instead of just 3 groups. One of which we know will be diseased.
Yes. 3 groups.
One of the torch-bearing guys asks, "Why 3 groups?"
Right, man. I nudged the rat man to speak.
He's
Ratman?
not rat. He just speaks like one.
Exactly.
He's a mechanicus. He's a droid.
He's not a droid.
He's not. There is not a single cybernetic in the Tamu's body. Although it does look like he's carrying 2 small workshops worth of equipment on his back.
I mean, he may have glued some bits and pieces here and there. No, we don't talk about that.
Wait. So you're turning the details over to the Tamu?
Well, yeah, you said 3 groups. You tell them why.
3 groups for quarantine. Disease. Determine if miasmic or fecal in origin.
Hold on.
Ulysses, you
I am so glad
Yeah,
I am
he's like-
camped out in my hilltop
Yeah, but he's like,
and not in
yeah,
the middle of this conversation.
yeah, but he's like, I get that, but why 3? Wouldn't it just be 2 groups?
You need a control group.
All right, enough arguing. 2 groups. Sick. No symptoms. Symptoms. No symptoms.
com check?
Jet.
Yeah, I hear you.
I heard a hold on from Sent, and then I disconnected.
Yeah. So no,
I-
when the one villager was like, "Hold on, why 3 groups?" And then yeah, because he rolled intelligence, and like he's like, "No, that still doesn't make sense. Just do 2."
And I concurred. I said 2. So go comply. 2 groups. Do the villagers comply?
Well, you guys haven't actually started that yet, so that's going to be well, we'll take that as it happens. So I take it that you're going to use Ulysses as your sickness detector and start funneling the groups. Where are you going to put the two groups?
Well, how many can this already diseased household?
I mean, you can probably fit 20 in there if you really jam them in there.
Wouldn't
Okay.
it be better to set them up outside of town so that if there is a source of the sickness in the town, it doesn't just keep making people sicker? We can isolate them as two groups, those who are already afflicted and those who are not, and then we can clear the town to make sure that there's nothing in it causing the sickness.
Yeah, but then they could flee.
Why do you give them coherent ideas, man?
Then they could
enjoying this.
they could flee and spread this to other towns.
No, they won't believe me. They will not flee.
How long do I would turn to the villagers? How long does this disease take to kill the person who's afflicted?
They all kind of start like scratching their heads a little bit as they think. It's like, oh, well, seems to be once the bleeding starts. Wait. You say how long it takes to kill, right?
Yeah, how long the disease takes to kill people?
Well, once we notice the bleeding start, it's usually within about 3 hours.
I mean, the next obvious question is how long does it take for the bleeding to start?
Well, they do some more head scratching there, even though you're not there, but they kind of figure, oh, the bleeding. I don't know, 5 hours since they start like acting like they're sick.
Are there any other villages or towns within 8 hours travel of here?
Yeah, well, we got the bigger, the bigger farm hub up the road there. It's about like another 8 hour ride, give or take, depending on how fast your oxen may be. And we got the one down the road, the way that you came. I kind of figured that you would know since you came from there.
And how long has the disease been in the town?
Well, let's see. Didn't old farmer Jim come down with it first? I mean, yeah, he seems to have been the first one about 3 days ago. And we didn't think too much of it at first. I mean, we just thought, maybe he had some, bad food or whatever. But then everybody started getting it, it seemed.
Did he come from the town we just came from?
What, old Jim? Nah. He has a farm up the hill over there.
All right. How about we set up two camps just away from the buildings? One for the sick, one for the not sick. Maybe both like on either side of this hill within like eyesight of our sharpshooter.
Do you say that aloud?
No. No, I'm talking amongst the men.
What, sharpshooter? Oh no.
Welcome to Chechnya. We're going to start committing war crimes.
Just gotta keep an eye out for Owen.
It's not a war crime the first time.
Anyway, your sergeant comes up and is like, "Well, I don't think I'm gonna have enough tents for this, sir, because we're gonna have to keep them away. They're gonna have to be under shelter of some kind."
Well, we're not going to keep them there permanently. Just when we conduct our investigation, they could just lounge in the grass.
But what if your investigation is going to take a while, sir?
Then we'll reevaluate the situation.
Yeah, he shrugs with that.
Yeah,
Okay.
I mean, yeah, that's wow.
All right, so the sergeant turns to Ulysses and is like, or in the Tamu. He's like, how far apart do you figure we should probably keep these two camps separated?
Can I roll medicine check?
Sure. So, farther is obviously going to be better, but if you want to keep them both under the overwatch of your sniper, probably, 100 yards will do.
Yeah. Yeah, Tamu will point out some positions taking into account ready access to like a bathroom or something.
Well, the bathroom is whatever hole you dig in the ground.
I don't know if they already have like a
The
outhouse
enlisted could
present.
pre-set up some basic, like a
Yeah.
hole in the ground. They could get some fires going in each, so it's suitable for a
Yeah, I
small
mean-
period of time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know
so,
what the town looks like, so I'll try to like point out some good locations.
well, yeah. So, it's like a more like a kind of like a circular town around the road that you're on, and the hills. What was it like 300 yards away? So, you can plop them in the middle between the hill and the town, and this way being 100 yards apart, your non-coms can keep an eye on both groups without too much of a hassle. So it seems that you guys do have a plan.
Oh, did anyone put out the fires?
All right, we'll have
Do that.
we'll have two of the non-coms that aren't guarding the oxens set up the camps, and have the other two start working on dousing the fires.
All right, so you have one non-com left who's not really doing anything. You want him to help?
What do you
set
mean?
up
We
the
have
camp?
6. There should
Yeah.
be 2 setting up camps, 2 are guarding the ox, and now 2 are putting out
Oh, two
fires.
are going there. Okay, yeah.
But since we have a better situation out of the town, I think the lieutenant can handle guarding the ox for a moment. The other 2 guarding the ox, I'll send word to the sergeant to go run over there and tell him to go help put out fires. And when that's done, go guard the ox.
Okay, so they start helping out. The guys that were trying to put out the fires beforehand look to you, Lieutenant Voss, and go, "Can we help put out the fires? We kind of want our town not to be burnt down."
Are these sick people? Where's our sick detector? Hold the bear up against them.
So,
you,
detect poison and disease lasts for 10 minutes with a 30-foot radius. So I could probably just walk by everyone and point out everyone in town that's actually sick.
Yeah, that's how we made the group.
Yeah.
That's what
Right.
I'm asking. Are
That's
these
how you're
people
going to make
asking? That's what I'm asking. If these people asking to help are sick detected or not.
So, you as earlier, Ulysses, you determined that there are 2 people in the put out the fires group that is sick, and 2 people in the we're gonna burn it all down group that is sick.
Are there only 4 sick people in the whole town?
No.
How many?
So if you go around, you count that there's about 30
Out
What's
of-
the total? Yeah.
out of there's 50 non-sick people.
Okay. So,
However, as you start going around town, and how do you communicate this to Lieutenant Voss?
what do you mean?
Like, how do you inform him of who is sick or not?
Well, we have 2 camps being set up.
Mhm.
I direct all the sick people to go to the other camp. To one camp, call it the red camp. The blue camp, I send all of the non-sick people to.
Okay. Because I was about to say, if you started pointing out to all the sick people, they'll start trying to avoid you, but no, you don't do that. So yeah, you're able to, with enough time, go through and start sorting the people.
I mean, it's only 70 people. I should be able to walk between them all in about 10 minutes or so, assuming we can get them all gathered up.
Well, yeah. Well, it's more that because there's been people that are hiding out. They don't want to be out and about, maybe getting sick or in the little scuffle between burning shit down and not.
Right.
So you have to walk throughout the town to kind of make sure that you get everybody. But probably in about 10 minutes you might be able to do that.
And with the fires, the buildings that as he's clearing stuff out, the buildings that the sick people were in, are those already all on fire?
Some of them are. But some of the people that Ulysses points out as sick, their buildings are not on fire. Again, like you kind of caught these guys in the middle of kind of doing this all.
Yeah, except they didn't have the actual knowledge of who's actually sick or not.
That too, yeah.
Yeah, so our men are, since we have the knowledge of where the sickness is and isn't, our men are going to be putting out the fires where there's no sickness.
Well, hold on. When we were gathering people up, did detect poison and disease actually detect any disease in like locations or just in people?
Some of it was in locations, just because, especially as you note, as that you bring people out, like the ones that are looking very Ebola-ish, very leaky of the fluids, their locations do ping more as disease itself. The people that you get who are very early in the process, their locations do not come off as diseased.
Okay.
So then we would know what buildings to let's continue burning.
Yes.
So when I detect a building, we have torches. When I detect a building that has disease in it, I close the door and use the ashy end to draw the letter R on that door. Any buildings that do not have sickness in it but had diseased people get a B. Buildings with neither are left blank.
There you have it.
One thing that does come off as odd, though, Ulysses, is that when you get to the inn, there's nobody currently in the inn that is sick, but it does come off as diseased.
Okay, mark it with an R and move on.
All right. Yeah, you're able to do that in about 10
But there were
minutes.
people in it.
No, there were nobody.
There were no
nobody
people in,
in
he
there.
said. All right, when we get back, some of the town is on fire that is not diseased. Right?
Yes.
Okay. I go to the blue camp, and I inform them that they have just been conscripted as an emergency fire measure. And any building that does not have a letter on its door is to be wetted and protected. Any building with a letter on its door, if it happens to be on fire, they are to let it burn.
They seem a little dejected about this, but they all nod determined at you and start running to the well to get buckets and start a bucket brigade.
And some of the
other-
non-coms are with them to make sure they're doing this correctly.
Well, they're about to fall, but then some of the 30 in the red camp start wanting to go help because they see the other camp start moving, and the non-coms corral them back. And some of them seem to be starting to get a little angry.
Well, I think that's my cue. I walk over there, got my 2 rifles out, got my bottle opener on my back, and I just kind of look at them and I'm like, you have all been exposed to the disease. We don't know what, if any, cure can be done, or if it is necessarily going to progress the same in all of you. But I will not allow you to endanger the rest of the village. Anyone who attempts to get by dies.
So with that, all but one of the belligerents seems to have been mollified by that. One of them, very, we'll say, well-built man in his 20s, looks up at you and starts screaming, "Bullshit! I don't feel sick at all. You're gonna make me sick by being here. I demand to be released. You don't have any
I shoot him.
authority here." Oh, okay. Roll to hit. That does not hit.
Does he shut up?
Yes.
He does shut up, yes.
All right, then the warning shot was successful.
Especially when, like, because he was expecting, like, aiming 2 rifles at him, roughly, and, like, okay, like, they're just regular rifles, but, like, again, the energy bolt of the Royal Guard rifles really kind of startled him beyond what he was expecting, plus the fact that a very tall, buff, angry-looking polar bear did it did the rest of the job, yes.
All right, how long does it take to douse the other buildings and the controlled burn?
What was that, Jasper?
I'm wondering if when I see the shot, if I don't, I don't know. I would look, see what's going on, but
Well, yeah, I mean, you would see it because it's right. It's like right in front of you.
Yeah.
You see that when the bucket brigade went out, a few of the people in the contaminated camp wanted to go help because they don't think that they're infected. The non-coms kept them in camp.
Okay. I was just
Yeah.
I was talking out loud. I apologize. I
No, it's fine.
It's all good. Also, you would know that when you listen to this in like full combat mode, it's simply shoot, drop the guns, pull out the bottle opener, and charge.
Yes, you hit both well.
So and you're able to see all this. I mean, you might not be able to hear everything correctly, but like
Yeah, he did
You
pull
saw.
the bottle opener, so it's not different. So I don't need to shoot.
I mean, I was kind of I was hoping you might shoot. That'd be funny, but no, this works too.
I miss it, and a half a second later as that explodes.
So where did that come from? From the grassy knoll. Anyway, so per Lieutenant Voss's question, it takes about 2 hours to get the fires under control. And by under control, I mean the buildings that are supposed to be on fire are on fire, at least if they were previously on fire. And the ones that aren't supposed to be on fire, they've been dampened down or at least kept from spreading.
Okay. Does Ulysses report the oddness of the bar?
No, I just considered it as any other building.
I mean, he marked it.
Yeah, I marked it, but I just treated it as any other building. I didn't care if it was the general store, the inn, the armory, or the temple. I just marked the buildings.
Keep the
Sorry, my
same
wife is
spacing.
distracting me.
That's right.
I'm going on about my gardens.
Ah, yes, the gardens must grow.
Garden of Earthly Delights.
She wants to double her garden space, although
I
I've
need-
already doubled
No,
it.
I need a whole space for tomatoes because
God.
my tomatoes have taken over one of my whole garden beds, and now my cucumbers and stuff are struggling because the tomatoes have just taken over my whole garden bed.
Have you tried vertical farming?
Try what?
Plant vertically.
It's a real
Like-
thing.
I
Yeah.
did.
Yeah, that's what she did.
I did plant vertically. I have a trellis for the cucumbers and stuff in the back, and then I have huge tomato cages that I even put double tomato cages on to make sure that the tomatoes grow up and not out, and they're still taking over.
Have you tried giving the tomatoes a stern talking to?
What do you say? Really cut the branches off, and they just grow again within 2 days.
Yeah, she's
Because
giving
they
him a
love the
stern
heat.
talking to with trimmers. But anyway. Okay, so he just marked the diseased buildings. Right?
Yeah, R on ones that had diseased people in them, B's on ones that just were diseased, blank on neither.
Alright,
the other
disease
way.
detector. how do you want to investigate this?
The fires are out?
The fires are out.
Good. I recheck everyone from the blue camp. I recast the spell and double check to make sure none of them somehow, fucked up and got themselves exposed.
And no one's fucked up.
Oh, good. Well, of the buildings that had disease, like in the building themselves, which one was probably the densest with it?
The inn.
Right. Well, I informed Voss that the inn was the most contaminated. We should start there.
Very good, very good. About 2 non-coms at the carts. About the other 4, 2 on each group. It's kind of, maintaining order.
All right. Yep.
And if Jasper doesn't mind remaining on Overwatch.
Not a problem.
He's probably happy as a clam up there.
Investigating we go.
Yes, to the inn.
So you guys make your way to the inn. It's as you get to the front door, you see it's been marked by Ulysses. And you walk in, and to everybody who isn't using the detect disease or the detect disease spell, everything just kind of looks kind of normal, really. Under how precise is that spell?
You can sense the presence and location of poisons, poisonous creatures, and diseases within 30 feet of you. You can also identify the kind of poison, creature, or disease in each case.
So basically,
So it gives
is
me
super precise.
it gives me like precise location.
Okay, so when you walk in, you can like immediately tell like every food and drink item in this inn is contaminated.
Just the food and drink, though, not the
Yes.
surfaces.
That's correct.
The food and drink are poisoned with this disease. Don't touch any of it. And I start making my way towards the kitchen.
All right, got it.
I mean, this was sabotage.
All right, you get to the kitchen, Ulysses. Everything beyond, in normal vision looks normal. No, like there's not like rats or anything scurrying about. There may be a cockroach there, but nothing that is beyond the normal health and safety of an inn at this time.
Anything diseased in here?
There's like some bottles of wine. There's some bread that's out. Again, all of it is contaminated.
But just the food, none of the surfaces or preparatory
right.
things.
Yeah, I'm assuming that as you're standing within the inn, especially as you make your way deeper in, you basically get a sense of everything that's in there. It's everything's just food and drink.
Okay. Is there like a pantry or larder connected to the kitchen?
Mm-hmm. That there is.
Well, let's go there.
All right, you go in there. You open it up. Again, all of it except for one freshly slaughtered pig. Seems to be contaminated.
How fresh?
This morning.
Okay. We have arcane users here in the party, yes?
I do. Is the artificer technically arcane?
Yes.
Yeah, so it'd be the Tamu.
Well, Gilbert's not here.
Yes. So we might have to wait a little bit, but I do believe that is it.
Sorry, I got a call. What did I just miss?
We went to the inn. All the food and drink is contaminated, but none of the surfaces are. It doesn't look like anything like putting it on the table. Like diseased food on the table doesn't leave like a residue behind.
Except for one freshly slaughtered pig. That came across as clean.
Okay, I do make another check, is while I'm in the larder, I cast Purify Food and Drink. All non-magical food and drink within 5 feet around me is purified and rendered free of poison and disease.
That would work.
Okay. So that does eliminate it.
Mhm.
We still don't know where it's coming from.
That sounds like we gotta talk to the people.
I'm back.
Welcome back.
The grain shipments were plagued.
Yeah. So, Gilbert, to bring you up to speed, we went to the inn. It was the most contaminated of the sources after the fires were out.
All the food and drink.
All the food and drink is contaminated. Followed it from the tap room to the kitchen to the larder. Everything except the most recently slaughtered pig was contaminated. Normal purified food and drink was sufficient to remove the disease from the food.
Are you able to also go investigate the food in people's homes?
We won't have time. I don't have enough spell slots, and the detect only lasts for 10 minutes. That's why I just kind of rushed through the inn with it.
I think we better go talk to the town about.
Well, I was going to ask if Tamu could detect to see if there's any magic going on that might be causing the disease, like a ritual circle or like a curse or something.
Let me take a look through my spell list. I've got Detect Magic. Got Identify.
So I would say,
Yeah, you had probably the best spell list.
do me an arcane skill check there, Gilbert.
Guidance.
Indeed. What secrets of science does Tamu know?
All right. So with such a roll, you're able you figure that even if there's not anything currently active, if you do a detect magic ritual, you may be able to suss out some details.
Alrighty.
So you do the ritual, and you are able to get the sense that this was a magically the source was a magic ritual in and of itself. It did happen about 4 days ago. And the target was food and drink, sustenance. It wasn't the spell was unable to be aimed at people directly.
I'll pass that information to my less scientifically minded companions.
All right. Ulysses, I think it's time to begin the interrogations. Determine who did this.
Agreed. Let's go find out who's in charge of the town. Oh, what do you got?
I'd like to get, once we get back to the non-caps, I'd like to send 2 of them to go get the now clean food and disperse some of the clean food to the people so they have something to eat. Bring up their morale a little bit before Ulysses breaks it down again.
I somehow don't think it's the morale he's going to be breaking next. I think it's going to be bodies.
All right. So what was that about bodies?
We're going back to the camps. And Voss is arranging to have some of that now purified food and drink brought out from the inn to feed the people, to hopefully, so they don't get all pissed off and hungry. And I'm just going to ask him who's in charge of the town.
Okay, so you're guys. All right. that would have been the mayor, but he died. He caught the disease. He got about, what was that, about 2 days ago, and then everybody starts nodding slowly. Yeah, about 2 days ago.
What about the innkeep?
Well, died 3 days ago.
Do you have a night watchman?
We didn't think we needed one.
He's a drunk.
We did
Our
have
examination showed that this started 4 days ago.
Well, we did have a sheriff and a deputy. The sheriff also got, but the deputy is still here. He points at, hey, Johan, over here. And the indicated person comes up. It's like, no, I'm the deputy here.
Good. Did you happen to have any visitors to the town 4 days ago?
And the deputy rubs his chin, saying, 4 days ago, I don't think so, but that was my day off. My boss was working. I was up by the river, just having a nice day of rest. But I think if we had anybody new, somebody would have known about it. I mean, it's a small town. And then some other random citizen coughs and raises his hand. He's like, yes, I remember somebody came into town. He had a oxen cart. It had a canvas over it, so we couldn't really see into the back of it. But he just kind of looked like a normal guy. He came the way that you guys did, and he went further down the road, that way. After a day that he spent here, he really kind of kept to himself. It was kind of odd.
Could you describe him, please?
Well, he was kind of short, probably like about like tall, and he gestures to about like 5'5". Bald head, scruffy looking beard, kind of like just brown robes, kind of look like a monk from one of those off I'm forgetting the word for it. One of those monasteries that they have up at the mountains. A little beady, yeah, brown eyes, because he was always kind of like squinting at you, even if you were right up in his face. Probably about 30, 40 years old.
And did he seem to do any type of prayers or ritual while he was in town that anyone noticed? I'm addressing the whole camp.
Yeah. Everybody shakes their head in the negative. And one of them pipes up, but I mean, if he wanted to keep it quiet, I mean, it wouldn't be all that hard to do in his room, or if he, went off somewhere else in the middle of the night. I mean, we didn't really expect anybody to, pass through to give us too much trouble.
Nor should you. Regardless, what room did he stay in?
Well, he was staying in room number 5 in the inn.
Okay. And then the next day you said he left, and then people started getting sick.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, we really didn't think about it until you mentioned to put it all together, just because it just kind of seemed so odd and out of the blue. Especially since like the first day it was it just ran like again, old Jim got it, and then just kind of spread from there. It seemed.
Yeah. From what we could tell, the food and drink has been poisoned through some type of magical means. I don't know, nor can I tell, if the disease can spread once someone is poisoned by it from person to person without food. This is why we have separated you into 2 camps.
They nod in understanding.
Because we can't know what food in town is or is not contaminated, while we could tell that some of it definitely was, and some of it definitely wasn't, it is, our ability to scan is simply not broad enough to cover the whole town. The food we gave you we know is clean. We scanned it, that especially. Food outside the town seems to be unaffected. Thus, we are going to go back through the town, remove and destroy all the food. So I'm afraid that you will have to forage and harvest from your farms, or bring in from trade, to replace it.
They all groan at that, but they nod, and none of them want to get sick and die.
And we've determined with certainty it's the food, not the buildings, correct?
Yes.
What army are we with? What's our army called? The army we work for?
The Army of Darkness.
You are the army of the Kingdom of Emmerich.
Okay. Wow.
I would have passed by the wells when I was traveling through the town. Were the wells okay, or were they contaminated?
The wells seem to be unaffected.
Okay. And I would tell the townsfolk that the wells, when we scanned them, were fine. So you'll at least have fresh water.
If the Tamu would like to do an arcane check, he might be able to give you a guess as to why.
Okay, that's sweet guidance.
Guidance.
The Tamu gives it a good thunk, and it might be in part just the wells went deep enough so they were out of the range of the spell, and or could just be something with water, because there's like wine, like alcohol and stuff like that was affected, not so much like water itself.
Mm-hmm. With the detect poison and disease spell, would I know if this food has to be ingested to get the disease, or will touching it risk spreading it?
The spell wouldn't give you that.
Okay. Right.
Would identifying a disease thing tell you that?
No, it doesn't tell me anything. It just purifies everything. It's a nuke it from Morbid type spell. You don't care about what was down there before.
I said identify.
Oh, identify. Sorry, I thought you said the purify.
Well, I mean, I assume we have some type of just gloves in this town that men could wear to handle the food.
Brooms. Use brooms.
Brooms. Sure, close enough.
Well, stick. Keep distance so that if something like crumbles, you don't worry about it getting under the glove.
Sure. So I think we have the poison detector go with some of the men and clear out the rest of the contaminated food.
Well, as I said, I can only check 30 feet around me, and only for 10 minutes, which has long since passed. So we should just go through and collect all the food and burn it.
Sure.
Yeah, the sergeant chimes up. Is like, yeah, that's just easier to do. Better safe than sorry for these folks. We don't want that to spread.
Although purify food and water is a ritual, isn't it?
Yeah, paladins are not ritual casters.
Oh.
I do have it.
You have it as a ritual?
Yeah.
Then they could just gather it and purify.
Yeah, then I could just have the men bring it all to the inn, and we'll just have him ritual cast it a bunch of times.
Yeah, the Thomas starts fussing around with his robes, trying to find like whatever weird iodine chemical concoction.
Yeah,
he
we'll leave you
has.
to it. And I'll turn to the people of the town and tell them, good news. Our alchemist has a way to purify food and drink en masse. And so instead of destroying the food, we will be collecting all of it in the town into the inn, where he can then purify it. I will
A great cheer.
verify I will verify it with the detection spell afterward, just to be safe.
No, nobody heard anything after the mass cleansing. They all just cheer immediately, drowning you out under.
But now I must speak to the deputy for bureaucratic matters.
The deputy sighs and he walks forward.
Congratulations, deputy! By order of the army of the kingdom of Emmerich, you've been promoted to sheriff of this... Is this a town or a village?
Up to Thorpe.
Town. You've been promoted to sheriff of this here town. I charge you with finding your own deputy, and then assembling your people sometime after we leave to elect a new mayor on your own.
Oh yeah, more work.
Congratulations, good sir.
He's not exactly thrilled, but he's putting on a good face about it. And he nods and is like, "Yes, sir. Well, I'll do my part."
And then while Voss is doing that, I would pull like the sergeant aside and be like, "All right, quick! While Lieutenant Voss is distracted, rally the men, get them brooms, collect all the food into the inn."
Yes, sir. I'll do. And he starts doing that. And then once the non-coms leave, somebody from the red camp yells out, "What about us?"
So what's the pop? You said there's 30 people there.
Mhm.
Any of them kids?
2. They look completely healthy from the outside.
Okay. Well, I'll approach the red camp. And I'll tell them, well, the same spell that allowed me to detect that the food was poisoned was the spell I used to detect that all of you either ate or came in contact with that food and thus became contagious yourselves. You are all contaminated with it. Unfortunately, purified food and drink does not work on living creatures, and our ability to cure diseases of this nature is limited.
They all look at you expectantly, like wondering when the next part is gonna come out.
Unfortunately, now you will all die.
No.
I don't actually say it.
And I would address them. I can see that among your number are 2 children. Fortunately, that is exactly the number of people that I can purge of this disease. The rest of you, we will move a little bit further away from the town and set up a small camp. And we will essentially just have to hold you in quarantine until the disease has run its course to save the rest.
Well, the kids immediately get thrust forward.
Yeah. So lay on hands for 5 points can cure like any one disease.
Mhm.
So I use that 10 points, which is all I have, to purge the disease from both of them.
Right, yep, so you purge them.
And send them over to the blue camp.
But then the rest still go like, "Well, what about us? Are we just gonna sit here and die?"
Maybe. We don't know what the full... Not everyone who contracts it may die. We don't know. This disease appears to have been inflicted upon you by some nefarious individual who we will be tracking down when we are done with this and dealing with him appropriately.
Well, and a few of the people kind of they get a bit of a stiff upper lip from that, and like, "Well, at least you're gonna get the son of a bitch."
As for the rest of you, We will supply you with food and water and such medicine as we can spare. And such shelter as we can build, tents and the like. But we cannot allow you to go back into the town until we are sure that this has run its course.
The man that you shot at before looks like he's trying to gather up some courage to do round 2, but then he looks back at your rifles and he just immediately seems to deflate. But that does seem to have mollified the remaining 28 people.
Those of you who feel up to physical work, perhaps you'd like to keep yourselves busy and should begin digging latrines, setting up some tents for those who cannot themselves.
Digging men's graves.
Well, I don't say that because we don't know necessarily that it's 100% fatality. For all we know, it's only 20%.
But should it all run its course within a day based off what we were told?
8 hours or so, yeah. It's more
What
to
time
keep
of day
more
is
to
it
keep
right
them
now?
busy and occupied so they're not thinking about their impending likely death.
Well, 8 hours from first symptoms. We don't know how long it takes for first symptoms to show up.
Yeah, so
Yeah, but we had the. Go ahead.
the group that you currently have, there are a few that are weeping blood from open sores. There are a few that are just like coughing, acting feverish, stuff like that. And then there's a chunk that don't outwardly seem symptomatic at all.
What time of day is it currently?
Right now, it's about 6 o'clock.
Like PM?
Yeah.
So we'll be spending the night here anyway, so we can see this through its course.
Pretty much.
Yeah, so, 4 of the non-coms are doing the food gathering with the Tamu, and then the other 2 are just, I'm watching over the red group as they go and build their death camp. I mean, their camp.
It's a concentration camp, yeah.
yes,
So, would it be all right for them to fit all in the inn? Quarantine them at least in a building? Because the inn was already diseased.
We might want to use that inn. It's been purified.
Well, the buildings are not
Purified.
disease. It was the food that was.
Yeah, we'd want them in our inn.
And I figured it would be easier to prevent them from coming into contact, because we don't know if person-to-person contact's a thing. So we don't want to risk them contaminating somebody else. We don't, right now we have them separated and quarantined, and letting them march through the town is just asking for somebody to reach out and, touch somebody.
Yeah, I guess the inn would probably be too far in.
How many rooms are in the inn?
8.
Perhaps while I'm keeping watch over the quarantine camp, Lieutenant Voss, you might like to take a look at room 5, where the suspected plague doctor was staying.
Yes. If Ulysses and Jasper are still watching the quarantine group, I want those other 2 men that were watching both groups to come with me, and
The
Zil.
non-coms have already left. They're gathering the food from the town.
Yeah, that's why I'm staying to watch the red group.
All 6 of them?
Yes.
Well, the Tamu's already in the inn, right?
Yeah, the Tamu was left to go to the inn to get it ready to start mass cleansing the food.
All right, me and Zilgath, Zygath, Lieutenant Snakebear. Come on.
All right, I'll come with you, give you guidance.
All right, we go to investigate number 5.
All right, so you go to the inn, and you grab the key from the desk. It's not a big problem. You go to the room and you open it, Give me an investigation check.
The
Well, guidance. It's my investigation -2.
is that just a? That's the 2d20.
No, that's a plus D4. So it takes you a little bit of time. You look around, and the room looks just as you expect it to be. However, you remove the rug that is in the center of the room, and you see some arcane symbols scratched into the wood, and what looks to be blood and some various other substances that you are not sure what they are. Either painted onto the wood, or some of the symbols are like literally gouged into the wood, and they're kind of filling those gouges.
Fucked.
It's any given hotel room, not much to go on, really.
I call down to the slippery rat Tamu man to come tell me what this means.
What? Yes, Lieutenant. What show?
Can someone put a picture of what a Tamu looks like? I don't know what the fuck a Tamu. I know Timu. Is it? Are you Chinese? I don't know what this is. I just picture as a hunched over rat.
Hunched over man.
Picturing him as like. What
Is a Tamu a name, a race? What is this?
It's a title.
But you kind of look like a rat, though, right? Like your nose is kind of funny. There's like big hairs coming out of it, right?
I mean, not so much hair. It's a man. But I mean, you've seen Ikit Claw or those Skaven warlock engineers.
Oh yeah, I like that. That's
He's got the big, weird backpack on him. He's covered in tarps.
All right, tell me what
made out of
this.
asbestos.
Tell me what this stuff is.
Arcana check.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
It is a ritual circle.
Lieutenant, this is some kind of ritual circle. Yes.
Does it need to be purified in some manner?
You can see Tamu like reaching under his robes and pulling out what looks like a gallon of gasoline and a lighter. Yes. When in doubt, purge ritual circles.
Cleanse away.
He's gonna start pouring the oil onto the circle.
How much?
Don't burn down my head.
Yeah, that's how much oil.
Look, the Tamu has a limited amount of oil on his person right now. He's going to be conservative with its application.
That's not really an answer. I want to know how much, roughly. Like a gallon, like half a gallon.
10 gallons.
Can you just put enough to coat the surface of this little area?
Yeah, what we'll be doing, I think we'll be going with about a quart. That should be about the right amount. And even that's a little bit on the more generous side than what I'm aiming for.
As the rat man gets excited with oil and fire, I have Zilgath go get a bucket of water.
You sure about that, buddy?
Maybe 2 buckets.
Doubling down on the mistake. Okay.
Well, I can easily just create 10 gallons of water.
Oh, never mind.
Oh, yeah.
Good enough. I brought the right man.
We're really gonna bumblefuck this up.
I mean, it can't hurt to put water around the fire. Right?
Bring it onto the fucking gasoline.
Oh, the water won't put it out?
Hayes, oil floats on water.
Then what puts out the oil? We need a rag or something?
Well, in this case, you'd probably want to smother it.
I mean, have you ever dealt with a oil-based fire?
I'm a cop, not a fireman, Jesus! I can shoot it! Will that help?
I mean, look, man, with all the other like coordination you make with like the canine units and everything, we just kind of figured you probably talk to the fire department at some point.
Believe it or not, I put out most fires before the fire department gets there. But I have one single fire extinguisher in the rear of my patrol car. I don't have that with me right now, though. So.
I see. Okay. Yeah, we'll just like smother it or something.
Well, there does happen to be a very handy bit of carpet in the room that you can use.
There we go. We are ready in case things go poorly.
The Tamu is going to pour this very carefully onto the circle. Like, he's not just spilling it on. He is carefully pouring it on to the iconography.
Gotcha.
And the circle proper.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so I mean, it just takes you a little bit longer to apply it, but you're able to, make sure that all the offending imagery is covered with some oil. And then you light the match.
Welding torch, but yeah.
So you set the fire. The oil catches easily enough. It starts going pretty good. You notice after about 10 seconds, some mysterious green smoke pops up from the ritual circle and just kind of disperses into the air above it. And that seems to, you would wager that seems to have done the trick. It also smells really terrible.
Yeah.
Can I imagine like what happens when you set a corpse on fire mixed with some peat bog?
Yeah.
Yeah, like
it smells a bit worse than the Tamu normally does.
Yeah.
Mostly because of the corpse part.
We're all like holding our noses, but the Tamu's like, what? I don't smell anything.
He really doesn't.
He doesn't have a sense of smell anymore.
Yeah. Well, he can still detect things like rotting meat, but that's probably about it.
All right, well, back to food cleansing you go.
And Zilgath, just roll me a survival check to make sure that you properly smush the fire.
Oh my god.
You don't properly smother the fire, and it's starting to catch the carpet that you're using to smother the fire on fire.
Why the fuck is this place on fire?
I use the bed comforter to put out the fire.
Roll me another survival check.
I'll give you advantage and guidance.
I really hope this fails. Okay, no. Yeah, so it's like you didn't quite get all the ritual circles. So Lieutenant Voss is grabbing the bed, is able to get the rest of it just and then he also gets on top of the bed to properly press it all down to smother the fire. However, you have made the smell even worse because that hotel carpet started to burn, and it just adds another wonderful, in the worst use of that word, scent to that burning smell. But the fire is now out.
Very good.
Also, Lieutenant Voss, you really feel the need for a good bathe after being on the underside of that mattress.
Well, the inn is open, and I would hope it has a bathtub.
That it does.
Very good. Is it in its own room with a bed?
There's
That
only
shall
one
be.
room with that though. It's the first
That
one.
shall be my room. All right, then we rejoin Ulysses while the Tamu and the men purify the food.
Yep. So, as you start seeing the Tamu starting his first batch of ritual casting for cleansing food and drink, you get back with Ulysses and you relay that. Do you relay what you found?
Yeah.
Okay. So you relay what you found. It may or may not include the shenanigans on, the end there, but everything's good. Ulysses
Good.
and Jasper, for your account, everybody's been rather quiet on your end. The people who are the least sickly looking, they are the ones that are most likely to have, started working and doing stuff to keep themselves busy. The ones who are like coughing and slightly feverish, they chip in where they can, but they're a bit weaker than the rest, so they don't do too much. And the few that are just outright, bleeding from sores and stuff like that, they just kind of lay in the grass and, really are regretting life at the moment.
Do I think healing would help at all? Because I could heal absolutely everybody within a 30-foot radius with
So, hmm. So,
I get it back on a short rest.
well, yeah, but I'm just trying to see, because you kind of want to think about this a bit first. Would a nature check be a good check for like being a druid? And with the spells that you cast, would you think
What
that'd be
about medicine? Because medicine's a
ah,
+6 and nature's a -2.
I'll allow a medicine check. Yeah. All right. So you kind of you think that yes, you can heal them, but since it's not actively fixing the problem, you're just delaying the inevitable. So if you do heal them, the people who are, have open sores, the sores will heal, but they'll get them back later on.
Well, it's about a spell slot and something I get back in short rest, so might as well.
Well, will that just prolong our time
Ye-
here, though? Because this should run
Probably.
its course before morning, so I think we let nature run its
Or
course.
we're just waiting for them to all die.
Well, they
Yeah.
might not all die, but yes.
So Ulysses is kind of setting up a science experiment here.
No, I've got them quarantined, and there's really nothing else we can do for them.
True, but you will learn some science from this. What's the percentage of death?
Yes.
But I will leave that choice up to you, Zilgath, if you wish to use your healing on that. But you figure with that check, it's just delaying the inevitable.
It'll just give them false hope, and it'll actually make it harder on them.
All right. Guess not then.
All right. It's soon, unless anybody has anything else they wish to do. Evening will fall.
Well, I want to converse with the newly appointed sheriff, and I want him to appoint 2 deputies to assist with guard duties for the infected for our night.
Okay. He takes a few minutes to consider it, and he picks 2 people to be his new deputies.
Alright, and you said it's evening now, so is the food cleansed, or does it take longer? I don't know how long it takes.
Well, it takes 10 minutes to ritual cast, so I figure. What's the size range of that you can do there, Gilbert? Is it still like 30 feet?
Each ritual casting is a 5-foot radius sphere.
Yeah.
So that would be roughly the size of a pallet.
Yeah. You probably figure between collecting and the more limited size of the spell, probably takes takes the Tamu about 2 hours of just constant casting to cleanse the town's food. So yeah, it's about like 8, 9 o'clock when his work is done here. And the inn is literally now like just
I'll
packed
be
to
right
the
back.
tunnels with food.
Alright, so all the food's been collected, it's all been cleansed, the fires are out.
Yes.
Alright, I want the men to there's probably a spot for like carts and stuff outside the inn, right?
Yeah.
Alright, I want the enlisted to gather the carts outside the inn. And I want the sheriff to have his deputies alternate with assisting on watching the infected. And I mean, is there anything else we need to accomplish before we sleep?
So, what is the rotation of the watches for the quarantine camp?
Well, have they been getting any worse?
As time moves on, yes. One of the people who was bleeding died. Several people who were feverish have started bleeding, and a few of the healthy people are now looking feverish.
Did the town burn the bodies of the already previously dead since they were trying to already burn the building? Or all the
Yes.
other. Okay. So now
At
there's
least
only.
for the most part. Now, because when Under did his checks, I do believe you did mark the buildings that were contaminated or had evidence of contamination, but nobody in them. You marked them with a B.
So, well, what you said was there were buildings that had people, and the buildings themselves were sick. That was an R. There were buildings that had sick people in it, but nothing in the building was pinging. That was a B. And then you had buildings that were both clean and the people inside were disease free. That got nothing.
Right. Yeah. So, yeah. So as it stands, yeah, none of the current buildings that they're all cleansed. Yeah.
Okay, but then yeah, I mean we can release the blue group people back to their homes for the evening, and have one of the deputies on guard duty along with two enlisted and an officer. And then I want one more. I want a third enlisted outside the inn, kind of where he could have eyes on that group in case he
I'm
needs to
back.
run in to relay something to everyone else.
All right, welcome back, Gilbert. And okay, so how are you expecting the guy outside the inn to see the quarantine camp?
Can he not see it?
Not really, because the inn's more in like towards the center of the town.
If the people in the camp yell, can he not hear them?
Possibly.
Do they have horns, right? Can they blow horns that he could hear?
Okay, yeah, they have horns. Yeah, they could blow on the horn.
All right, he's instructed at the sound of a horn to wake the rest of the group.
All right.
But an alternating officer on overwatch of the operation.
All right, so an Overwatch, an officer where Jasper was, and 2 non-coms looking at the camp, and the third at the inn.
I don't necessarily know if he needs to be on that hill anymore. I mean, he could be with the.
No. When it gets dark, I'll move in.
Yeah,
when
the
it
officer
starts
could just
getting-
be where the rest of the enlisted are, and the deputy hanging out,
Ah.
drinking, doing whatever they do.
And let's see.
Yeah, no.
Oh,
After they get the site secured, I'd move in.
all right, so there's going to be 3 groups of people then.
I mean,
3 shifts.
roughly, there's going to be a group sleeping, and then there's going to be a group awake. But the group
but you
awake
only
will
have-
be one group at the camp, and then one single enlisted at the door of the inn to wake the rest of the
But
party.
since you only have 6 non-coms, that means that you have 2 groups for that.
Yeah, that alternate sleeping and awake.
Yeah.
And then the deputies.
Yeah, there's 3 of them. I mean, there's 2 of them and a sheriff. He'll take a watch. He's only recently promoted.
Where do you want the locals? Do you want them to be the last group, or do you want to be in the middle or the first group?
What do you mean? What?
Like on watch.
I don't understand.
Well, okay, so how are the locals helping with this setup?
The locals aren't. The locals that aren't deputies are all going to their.
Well, yeah, no, but I'm talking about the deputies, the locals, the local help. That's going to be on the guards.
They're literally on the same shift as the enlisted. Well, no, I guess that wouldn't work because they're only doing 2 shifts. They just break it up into 3 shifts.
Well, yeah, that's what I'm saying. But like, what do you want to be first, middle, or last?
Well, they're not on their own shift. Because there's only 2 shifts for 3 groups, or for the 3 men. So they'll be out there
Oh,
pretty
so they're
much.
gonna be long shifts. Okay. Alright, that's fine.
Yeah, they'll always be enlisted there. So we're not leaving these town folk to do all this by themselves. Like, I don't trust that. So
Yeah, I'm staying on guard at the quarantine until this is over.
Oh, all right. So we'll just go with that. We'll call it about middle of the night. Under and let's just say under. You do a perception check, please.
Okay.
All right, yeah. So you spot it's in the middle of the night. That same guy who was trying to argue with you seems to be trying to sneak out of camp. He's not trying to go towards town. He's trying to just run away.
Do I know his name?
He never gave it. And you never asked.
How far away from me is he?
Yeah, about the time you spotted him, about 20 yards.
So 60 feet.
Mm-hmm.
I shoot him with an Eldritch Blast.
All right. That's it.
That is 6 points of force damage.
And he crumples to the ground.
I move over to his body. Is he dead?
He is dead. He was looking. You can see as you examine his body, he was looking a bit feverish, and he seems to have started bleeding in a few small lesions.
I throw him on the pyre with the rest of the corpses and go back to my post. The diseased corpses from the quarantine.
Right, yeah. There was a few, little gasps and rumbles from the quarantine camp, but nobody else tries to make a run. And as time passes, for anybody who is watching later in the night, and or when you wake up in the morning, all the people in the quarantine camp have passed away.
Okay.
Oh, damn.
When the last one dies, I will cast detect poison and disease to see if the bodies are still hot at all.
The bodies are still hot.
Okay. Anything else in the camp hot?
Only things that have been contaminated with blood.
Okay.
It did get like messy. So like if they were on cots or any blankets or pillows, those are all coming across as hot. Like the grass, if they bled onto it in the dirt and all
Mhm.
that, is hot. Basically that. But if there was food that was untouched or water that was not contaminated with any blood, that is all still clean.
All right. Well, I'll separate the food and the water that hasn't been touched in the quarantine. And then the bodies, the tents, everything in the camp, I put to the torch.
All right. And it burns and it stinks, but it after probably about like 20 minutes, give or take 30, nothing's left but just smoldering ashes and skeletal remains.
Who's on watch with me at this point? Like, I know that some of the enlisted have been shifting out along with some of the deputies. Is it deputies or are enlisted?
No, it would always be both. There would always be 3 enlisted and a deputy.
Okay.
And what happened? I missed it. Sorry, I was typing something.
The last of the guys in the quarantine died. It was 100% fatality rate. I've pulled out what food and water we hadn't given them yet, and so it wasn't contaminated. They hadn't touched it. I burned everything else to the ground.
Okay.
And now, I'm going to instruct the enlisted and the deputy to get shovels.
Well, the deputies are a little flat-footed, and they run into the town and start digging around for shovels. The enlisted just pull them off their backs, and we're ready, sir.
Turn the earth over. Bury everything here. At least a foot down.
I start getting to work.
Yeah.
And a couple minutes later, the deputies come back with shovels. You relay the same orders, and they get right back to work. It takes a bit of time. A foot is, a decent amount of dirt, but they will get that done. Just as morning kind of goes into full stride. All the men are sweating, but it's at least a decently cool morning, so it's not too bad. What do?
Are we awake?
Yeah. It's morning.
Mm-hmm. And I take out some I just find some like scrap wood and some rope from the town. Mark the area, like with just 4 corners and some rope. Mm-hmm. And just write on a sign briefly. Explain that this was the quarantine site, and it should be left alone for a bit to let anything else dissipate.
Where's the sheriff?
Well, the sheriff at this point is probably now out helping. Was out helping Ulysses and the non-coms turn over the earth.
Well, summon the sheriff.
All right. So he walks back to the inn. Meets with you. Yes, sir.
So I explained to him that the previous town we came from was likely also infected by the same thing, and I think they also decided to burn it all to the ground to try and stop it, and they're all dead and gone. So we pass a warning. They probably should avoid that area in case there's any lingering anything else, and maybe pass the word that town's no more and was likely infected.
Well,
Oh.
sir, I mean, we'll take that under advisement, but we're going to be busy enough here as is. I mean, we got to rebuild at least a few things, namely the sheriff's office and jail.
Well, I was just telling you I wouldn't waste my time going there.
Yeah. I mean, we weren't really planning on going there anyway, but okay. Yeah. No,
Now, did the stranger head towards another town when he left? Is that what you said?
yeah. So one of the other towns folks told you that the strange man left, going basically the same direction that you guys were going on that same road. Further along the road.
To a bigger town.
Yes.
Well, I think, Sheriff, we leave this in your capable hands, and we're gonna hop to and take care of this problem.
He nods. He's like, I wish you good hunting, sir. That bastard's responsible for a lot of dead people, it seems. So I hope he gets what's coming to him.
Very good. I think we assemble and hop towards where he went.
So, could the cart support Ulysses' weight?
Yeah, these are very sturdy carts.
Excellent. Ulysses is on top of the cart asleep. He was up all night.
Yeah.
Like just like Snoopy style, just on top of the carts.
It's a little more. It's a little difficult to find just the right spot to be comfortable, since it's not just the Snoopy's doghouse. Like it's all the supplies and crap. I mean, you have to like rejigger a few things, and like there's a bag of jerky that you're using for like a pillow. You gotta move like one of the barrels of water around, but you're able to eventually get into a decent sleeping position.
Yep, and I'm just asleep on the cart.
All right. Does anybody wish to do anything before leaving town?
Did they have any cool things they wanted to give us and things?
They really don't have too much, although they the deputy, no, the sheriff now, does share 2 bottles of whiskey.
Very good. Thank you. Add it to the officer's collection.
Yeah, because
The men did good work. They 1 bottle each. 1 bottle each. We'll add it to our stores. 1 for the officers, 1 for the enlists.
All right. And with that, you guys get underway at double time. It's still not amazingly fast because the oxen are the slow part of this particular equation. But you do travel throughout the day, skipping lunch. I would wager. Is that correct?
I did say double time. Yes, we could eat
All right.
and move.
I just want to make sure, So you get to the next town in good time and good order, about 4 hours. Everybody's all sore except for Ulysses, who is really just still sleeping because he didn't get a full night's rest yet. When you approach the next town, it is a much bigger town. You wager there's probably like about 500-ish people in this town.
Based on what we know, what is the time gap of how long he's been ahead of us?
An intelligence check.
You want me to do that mental math for you?
Yes, I asked the Tamu.
Which is great because I have keen mind, which means I always know which way is north and the exact hours left in the day. Is it an intelligence check?
Yes, sir.
I was elected to lead, not to be intelligent.
So you're able to remember that yesterday people started dying 4 days ago, which puts him about. Let's see if I get my math straight.
But he didn't leave 4 days ago, did he?
No, he did, because it was like 5 days ago that he showed up. He left, then people started dying, and then you guys eventually showed up. So he's got about 3 days head start on you. Now, you're not entirely too sure how fast he was traveling.
Mm.
I mean, you're aware that he has a cart, but you're not sure how fast he was pushing the cart, with his pack animal, nor any possible diversions or things he might have done along the way. So, but you wager he's got at least about 3 days ahead of you.
Okay.
But as you get to this town, you notice one good thing. It is not currently on fire.
Yeah.
It is still standing. It is, since it is a bigger town, it does have wooden walls around it, and gates, and some guards at the gates.
Well,
It is more of a setup than the previous several smaller towns or villages that you've come across so far.
well, as we ride in, we want to talk to the guards and ask to speak to the captain of the guard or whoever's in charge.
Well, you get up close. The men see at a distance. Well, not at a distance, but as you get closer, that you guys are army. And they render a sharp salute as you approach. And you when you get in decent talking distance, they arrange for you to meet with the captain of the guard. He is inside the town, and they relay directions to you, which is simple enough.
Is this the only entrance, or is there like multiple entrances?
There's multiple. So like imagine so you're on the road, one road coming in from the northeast sort of direction. There's a road that is going northwest, and if you were to continue upon your standard journey, you'd be leaving from the southwest.
All right. The man who tells us where the captain of the guard is he gonna lead us to the captain, or is somebody gonna lead us?
No, he says, sorry, sir, both of us have to remain on guard at this gate, but if you just follow those directions I gave you, it'll be right there.
All right. I want one of you to remain on guard here. Let no one in or out. I want the other of you to run to all the other guardhouses and seal all the gates until I speak with the captain of the guard. Is that understood?
For me,
What?
a persuasion check with advantage.
Am I getting guidance?
Sure.
So since you're not technically part of his command authority, but you get, like, it makes sense, and you're delivering enough officer energy with that directive that he goes, yeah, okay, yeah, that works, and he nods, yes, sir, salutes, and starts running to the other gates to inform them of this order.
Damn right.
Yeah, kind of like that. Not anywhere close though, but kind of like that.
Give us a few missions. That's what Hazel ended up looking like. Just medals all across. Yeah.
Anyway, and you're able to follow the directions. It's simple enough. The town isn't too complicated. You just follow the main road down this way, make a right turn, make a left turn, and you're right there, basically. It's hard to miss the building, too. It's one of the few buildings that is all made out of stone instead of, like, wood or, less durable materials. There is a guard outside the guard building. And he opens the door for you as you show up, and you walk in. And there's a nice big desk right when you walk in, and the captain of the guard is right there.
Does he salute?
No, but he does look up and go, "Ah, yes. How can I help the wonderful servants of the army of the kingdom today?"
Captain, I am First Lieutenant Voss. We are in search of a very dangerous criminal who has poisoned the populations of 2 towns was that south? South?
Northeast.
The other towns are north? I thought we were going northeast.
No, you're going west. So like
Where's your map? I thought we were going to literally the west, west. I thought we were going northwest of that place.
Southwest.
Oh my god. Whatever. I tell him the
direction you came from. Quit quibbling.
I tell him
you are traveling southwest. The towns that you came from are northeast. Then how do maps work?
I tell him of the previous 2 towns and what befell the people, and I explained to him that we're in search of a man, and I describe him as described to us, who may have arrived roughly 3 days ago in this town and is here to cause mischief and death.
He's here. He's engaging in malicious loitering.
Well, I explained he just poisoned 2 entire towns, one of which is entirely dead, the other we saved, half, roughly, of.
Well, yeah, it's just funny that you led with mischief on the charges there.
I mean, it's I don't understand these little writings on the floor. It's mischief, vandalism, petty mischief. I don't understand.
Damn vandalism. Yeah,
I'm not very smart.
The deaths of civilians doesn't give a shit. The fact that he vandalized the floor of
my bar,
critical.
Vandalized Empire property. Damn it! Even though it wasn't Empire property, but it's not the point. The Empire doesn't deal with vandalism. Well, no, they don't tolerate vandalism. Anyway,
they definitely deal with vandals.
But I explain the situation as we know.
Yeah. So he kind of goes a little wide. I was like, I see. That is quite serious. Yes, we do need to deal with that. I was unaware of anything like that. We haven't really gotten much communication from those towns at all. So, but yes, more than happy to help you in any way that we can.
Alright, I instructed your guard at the gate we entered through to spread word to seal the gates from anyone entering or leaving until we determine if that subject's still here and if the infection has spread here. Are you aware of anyone who has become sick, any mass sickness spreading around, any recent deaths that are odd? Any suspicious people that match that description who've come into town, anything of the like?
Pauses to consider this for a moment. It's like, I can't say that I'm aware of any suspicious deaths, but that really isn't my bailiwick until, it becomes, abnormal. So, but you can speak with the apothecary. He would know more firsthand about that. As for people matching that description, unfortunately, we haven't taking the identities and written descriptions of everybody who comes or goes. But I should be able to get at least the guards available for you to question and interrogate, see if they remember anybody like that.
Very good. How many entrances are in this town?
3.
And it's all walled with only these 3 entrances, correct?
Yes. Although the walls, at least currently, I consider them mostly just a formality. It wouldn't be too terribly hard to, get past them or breach them if one was determined enough. But it does, deter people from just leaving willy-nilly.
All right. So I will go start. Well, I want you to keep the guard at the gates closed, but I want to still. Why don't you go and question your men and see if any have seen this subject? Meanwhile, I want to send 3 of my enlisted men, 1 to each gatehouse, to help to stay on alert because they also know who we're looking for, and remain at those posts until we proceed further.
Well, First Lieutenant, how many enlisted men do you currently have under your command?
I have 6.
Well, it would help if you could send them all out to each guard gatehouse so that I could question all my men at the same time.
Very good, very good. Sergeant, see it so.
You just hear it from because everybody else, as far as I'm aware, stayed outside. Did any of the other officers follow Hayes in?
The sergeant's always with me.
Ah, okay.
I'm still asleep.
The
in the cart.
sergeant and the
Hey.
banner boy.
All right. So, but did any besides Ulysses? Did any of the other officers follow Hayes? Okay, that is.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So Zilgath. Okay. So the sergeant nods and goes, "Yes, sir. I'll get right to it, sir." And he takes the flag boy with him.
I instruct the flag boy to plant the banner outside the guardsman's office. On the ground.
He does, and you hear him. He takes a hammer and taps the top in so it stays put. It's on a sturdy enough pole. It'll be fine.
Well, Captain, why don't you gather your men here then, so to make this more efficient?
That was what I was planning, sir. Yes.
Yes, it was my idea. Very good.
He just nods like And I'll go get the
captain
rest.
outranks the lieutenant, right?
He's a captain of the guard. He's not in the army. He doesn't outrank me, son.
But he leaves to go fetch the others that are off duty and not currently in the guard building.
And everyone wonders why officers shot like that.
I don't think any of us are wondering that.
How much longer does the bear need to sleep to get his full rest?
About 4 hours.
Jesus.
You guys made great time. And he did stay up all night. So like the college students of yore, he is all decked out in the back of your, little convoy and snoring heavily.
Alright. Tamu.
Yes?
Will I interrogate the guardsmen? Why don't you take either Jasper or Zilgath, whoever wants to go with you, probably Jasper. He looks kind of funny. Go and talk to the apothecary and see if they know of any sickness. That seems in your realm.
Yeah, Tamu will walk over to this place.
Jasper, you can go with?
I'll go with you.
All right. It's not too far away. The guard that's outside the guard's building will give you directions to the apothecary. Takes about 5 minutes to get there. You walk in and
Also, wait. It's very important. I tell the guardsmen outside the guard's house to not wake the sleeping, angry polar bear.
he kind of looks at you like you just told him not to stare at the sun. And he just nods. Like, yeah, that wasn't planned on it.
Very good.
Anyway, at the apothecaries. So what was that? Tamu and Jasper?
Yes.
All right. You guys show up. And just inside, You walk in, and the walls are lined with various herbs and oils and other substances around. There is a man in a what looks to be like a butcher's apron, but more white, and with a nice long white coat on. Greets you. He's like, "Ah, yes, gentlemen. How can I help you today? Are you feeling ill?"
No.
And as
We
soon as
have
you say
come.
no, he just kind of takes a sniff, and he just kind of like, "Ugh, are you sure about that? You kind of smell like you got something about you there, mister."
Ah, that's the chemical reagents I work with.
He just shakes his head. He's like, I'm glad I don't have to work with that. But anyway, how can I help you then?
I have come on behalf of the first lieutenant. I must inquire if you have had any new sicknesses in the last 3 days.
Well, I'm not too sure which lieutenant you speak of, but I do have one interesting case. He's been quite befuddling me.
Do
Yes,
tell?
so a guy came in yesterday, speaking of being ill, feverish, coughing, and I gave him some of my usual treatment that, at least generally abates the symptoms, but nothing seems to have made any effect.
Mm-hmm. What happened to him?
Well, he's still here. I have him under my care. I wanted to keep an eye on him.
And how long?
Show
has he
me
been here?
him.
And what was that, Jasper?
I was like, how long has he been?
He's been here since last evening. And after that, he stands up, and if you would follow me, he takes you guys into a back room where a younger gentleman is laid out on a table, and he, much like you've seen before, some bleeding from a few small lesions around the face have occurred, and you see that the apothecary is a little startled. He's like, oh, that's new.
We must act quick. Do we have any enlisted men with us?
No, all the enlisted have
All
gone
right.
to the various guardhouses.
Jasper, get Ulysses. Wait, how long until Ulysses finishes arrest?
4 hours.
Never mind, Ulysses. He must still rest more. In 4 hours, we must get him.
And the apothecary turns to you as you both kind of, stare at the table and talk amongst yourselves. Like, have you guys seen this before?
Yes, 2 towns perished.
Completely.
Where has this man been eating?
I don't know. In
What?
town, I'd wager.
Has he been fed at all since coming?
No, he wouldn't take anything.
Keep him quarantined. Maintain safe distance.
He looks at you as you guys are like standing like a foot away. He's like, how far is safe distance?
The Tam is going to think over that for a second. And he's going to hold up his thickly gloved hands. Use thick gloves. Good judgment. Should be fine.
The apothecary brings up his much thinner gloved hands, and he opens up a drawer next to him, and he pulls out like 2 more pairs and puts them on. Got it.
Use heat to sterilize any equipment that touches him.
Hold on. No, of course. I treat all my instruments like that. What do you? I'm not some doctor in some backwoods town.
Apologies. Did not mean to insult.
No offense taken.
With the war, some folks have become laxed in standards.
Tell me that. So hard to find good help these days. They're just pushing people through medical school. But
Tamu's just gonna nod sympathetically.
yes, I'll keep an eye on him. Is there any treatment that you guys are aware of to help? This has me stymied.
None yet.
Hack
We're
'em
hoping
up.
to nip it in the bud.
Hack them up. They'll be dead in.
When did symptoms manifest?
Last night.
Last night.
His
What
time is
time
short.
last- What is his symptoms right now at this moment?
The symptoms right now is minor bleeding from small lesions.
Okay, so Mu Theta doesn't have the ability to cure disease like his Ursine companion does.
Who is that? You are the Tamu.
What?
You're Tamu.
Oh, sorry, I'm confusing which guy I use this voice with. What was I saying? Oh, right.
Curing disease or something.
Right. Curing disease, yes. I do have cure wounds, though. Does it look like he's lost any HP?
Yeah.
Alright, in that case, Tom who's gonna can use cure wounds on him.
Alright. I mean, it really doesn't matter what you roll. I mean, he heals up. You know, the lesions seal. He looks less, drained of fluids and all that. So he is looking healthier. Is there anything else either of you wish to do right now?
At the moment, the Tamu is going to head off back to the first lieutenant.
All right. So, Lieutenant Voss, after a few minutes and before the Tamu and Jasper return, actually, I take that back. The guards haven't been summoned quite yet, but I think before we do get into that, this would be a good place to call it for tonight. Because once we get into the interrogation, the hunt for this man will begin.
Oh, sorry, I was typing. Did he actually learn anything from the apothecary?
That there's one person with the symptoms of the disease that you've seen before.
And it was recent.
Yes. Last night.
Is he dead or still dying?
He is currently in the act of dying, that you're aware of. Gilbert, do you tell Lieutenant Voss that you healed him?
Yes.
All right. So you are aware that the Tamu did heal the man, and so his death will be slightly delayed.
Was he in a condition to speak?
No.
Okay. Go ahead.
I do have a possible idea. Given that we've, caught this guy early, if we take precautions and we're not able to find the culprit quickly, we can take precautions and then make it seem like we have discovered some fantastic cure, or that he's simply gotten over it himself, in a manner to try to trick or panic the disease-causing agent. that his magic is not as potent as he thought.
Perhaps.
Perhaps bait out an idea that, like, I don't know, the Tamu is carrying some kind of cure or something.
Hey, I got this funny green glowing rock.
But we're gonna have to come up with something because
presses uranium against sick man.
I think
the
that
radiation cure you.
the enemy agent will quickly realize that the gates are closed and something is afoot. So we'll have to think of something quickly.
Well, you guys can do a little bit of planning now before we end the session, since this is basically the time between when the Tamu returns and the guard captain and his guards will return. Or you just wait until next week. Let some of those idea juices churn.
Did you ask the apothecary like where this man like came from, where he was found, like what he said he was doing, like anything?
Just that he was in town and he got sick.
Hmm.
I asked if he knew what he was eating.
Did he?
Just food in town.
Do we know if this town is a mayor or something? A leader?
It does. A mayor.
Hmm.
Their leader's a horse? Seems a little on the nose, but okay.
But see, the horse did such a great job at a PR campaign that they just couldn't help but, elect him.
Well, when the captain gets back with his men, we'll send him out again and have him summon the mayor to get him on board with the future planning. Because I mean, obviously, we want somehow to. Well, we can't really call out to the people to say don't eat any food because that'll spook the the guy
And the town.
and the town. But we'll still want to bring him into the conversation of going forward. But I mean, if everything started at the bar of the last place, and clearly it had to do with the bar of the first place, where that's where all the people killed themselves in, or whatever happened. I mean, I imagine our next steps are going to be to proceed to the bar, and that seems like a good place where this person might be. And I mean, after we've interrogated the guards to maybe get a lead on where he goes, I imagine it'll be the bar. But we have the guardsmen return to their post and hold the gates. And again, maybe we leave like one enlisted at each outpost so they could sound a horn if something arises to alert us, and there's one capable person there. And then maybe, we proceed to where the guy was last seen. And have the mayor do bureaucratic things, maybe start preparing for the whole town to die somehow.
I know, we could convince him this is a threat to his town's tourist industry, and he can proceed to deny it.
Well, no, I mean, he could start, trying to plan somehow, and I don't know. Maybe he could discreetly move the food, like the food warehouses or something. Wherever food's kept in the town. Maybe he could discreetly move that outside of what a range might be of a pestilence thing or whatever it is, a spell. Because if he has to go mark a circle near all the spots, he'll go to like food warehouses and like the tavern. So if we discreetly move the food warehouses while we're searching for the guy, that would be a good preventative. Seems like something the mayor can accomplish, and he could just cover it under the guy's rats or little Gilberts running around or something.
This weird, smelly hobo was found with a glowing green rock inside the granary. We have concluded this is an ill omen.
What do we think? Sound like a plan?
No, I like the sound of it.
Sure.
Well, I think we've got our plan then for next time.
Excellent.
I've almost finished the Tammuz mini.
For some reason, though,